Mike, we're coming off the back of a fairly successful weekend, especially for the academy lads. Obviously, FA Trophy action, 6 different players involved with the squad and 4 different goal scorers from the elite academy. You must be very pleased to see these lads' progression.
Yeah, delighted. I was actually we had a rare day off actually, so I was at home following it on social media, and obviously when the first goal goes in from Kian, and then obviously you've got Moggsy scored, and like it was a bit surreal because then obviously Ty scoring and then Finn scoring after that. It was just every time I checked Twitter it felt like somebody else was going to score, so I was hoping Max was going to get one as well, but yeah, no, absolutely delighted for the lads. The lads, they've worked incredibly hard, as you know. We've discussed it over the past few seasons where they've worked so hard to get themselves into a good place, and I've said before, like, these type of lads they're different. They're a different breed. They've got a stronger mentality than the modern day young player, and I think they're a throwback to what when I was playing as a YTS, and we try and install that in them, and they've the ability to be able to go onto a big stage. Let's not play it down. It's a big stage in front of a big crowd and a big occasion, to still have the mentality to succeed. It's I think it's lost at the moment in youth football, and I think that they've shown that they have that in abundance, that kind of character, which helps them for the club to invest in them as people, as players.
And when you first came into the elite academy setup about 3 or 4 years ago, I mean, there wasn't much here, and you've built it from scratch, and you've worked with these lads since I was like 15, 16 years old, and now they're playing in the FA Trophy, helping Moors be 3 games away from Wembley. You must be really pleased just to have that accolade.
Yeah, like, obviously you come to work to do the best you can. We set out a plan. This is the 3rd season it's been going, and when we first sat down, myself, Daryl, and a few others within inside the building that wanted to see this come to fruition, and when you set out those plans, everyone has like their best laid plans, but ultimately you have to bring that to life, and there's been a lot of people that have helped do that along the way. We've had some good staff, we've had some good support networks outside of the staff team on a daily basis, and it's about having the right people, the right players, the right environment, and then the people above that believe in them and give them the opportunity. And I think that it's always going to be the way that I'm demanding of the players, I'm demanding of the team above me in terms of can we give them opportunities to succeed, and every time they have done, they've not let the club down, and I think that's something that the players should be proud of first and foremost, and then obviously us as an academy. And yeah, obviously it looks great on me, but you can't do that without good players. You can't do that without a good environment. You can't do that without people above you that are going to back what you're doing.
And just touching on these lads, they signed their first YPP deals early on in the season in the summer, and obviously there's not just those lads who featured in the squad on Saturday, but you look at Joel Shambrook, who's been out on loan with Stourbridge all season. He's been absolutely smashing it, played in front of some big crowds like the number 9 derby against Hales Owen, and a lot of these lads, they're showing their development. And how important is it that they keep on getting minutes in senior football and these loan experience? How does it help them progress as a player?
I think it helps them progress because they're exposed to situations that that's not comfortable to them, so they go out and they go into a new changing room, which is difficult. I've been there myself. They walk into a new changing room where they don't know anyone. They've got to adapt to that. They've probably got to sing a song in front of people they don't know about, so they practice those songs. They then go and go onto a pitch where expectations are high because they're coming from a step 1 club into step 3, step 4, step 5. So they've got to live up to that while still trying to make a name for themselves, because they're not the finished article. A lot of managers outside the football club obviously don't know how good these lads are, so it's that can you build a trust with those managers and kind of build a name for yourself, which, like Joel, for example, has missed out on probably the trophy experiences with the first team this year, but gone and played 20 odd games at step 3, and that becomes a minimum for him now, that he can go and play at that level. So that's his minimum. It gives him a springboard. So I think it's invaluable to get those kind of things. The lads that are coming they go to training on a Tuesday and a Thursday night. They've got to manage their load through the week, being full-time as well, working with players that are part-time, which is, you know, a different breed in itself, and I don't think people understand that. So all those little bits that, you know, we talk about, that toolbox, and putting as much as they can in that toolbox to be able to use that going forward. It's just collecting those bits, and then when the gaffer looks at a player, he says, well, the player's played X amount of games at step 3 and step 2. There's no fear then. It takes away those kind of negatives where they go, well, there's a reason why he shouldn't be playing in my first team. But then if they go out and do that and do well in these other environments, it takes away those, like I said, takes away from the gaffer's opportunity to go, well, no, they're not ready, or they're not. Go and do that, tick it off, play 20 odd games at different levels, get those experiences, and then when they are ready to go into the first team, they can make the most of it.
And then also just touching on some of, like, you know, you've got the first years coming through the door each year, and how good is it of an example to show these lads that if you work hard and you play hard enough, you will be in that sort of situation what those 4 goal scorers were and the 6 lads that are involved?
Yeah, definitely. I think the first years and the second years are sick of me using them as examples, but, you know, that's what they're there for. You know, ultimately that they've gone through the same pathway, the same processes, and it vindicates what we do every day on the training pitch, you know, and like, this is the process you need to follow. It works, so why would you come away from that? So I think it helps them see that there's a process. I think it helps them see there's a successful pathway, which obviously there is naturally. But yeah, probably I'd say that they're probably sick of hearing it every day, where, you know, that they don't do something in training. Well, Mogsy wouldn't do that, or Tyler wouldn't do that, or Finn would. Do you know what I mean? And you go, and you could see them looking at you going, oh my God, leave it out, will you? But when they go and then have the success that they've had, like training on Monday was superb, because you didn't really have to say anything. The energy within the sessions in the first years and second years were great, but there's also some really talented lads in those groups, you know. But it's like anything. Like, we've got here, as you know, we've got a process that works. Everybody's in, you know, buying into that. So it's about these players coming and making the most of that opportunity over the 2 years, and the 2 years fly. They go so quick. And what you find is they first come in as a first year, and they spend the first 3 months adapting and probably learning how to be mature within the environment. Then they have a couple of months where, you know, they're finding their feet with their bodies and stuff as they're growing. And then after Christmas, you normally see a little change up in their mentality, because they think, oh my God, the season's nearly done. And then before you know, you're into the second year and time's running out. So they just got to make the most of it. You know, that's what we try and say every day, is when you come in, yes, be, you know, happy, and we want you to be happy within the environment, and you've got friends here, but, you know, make the most of it, take advantage of what we can offer, use the place to get the best out yourselves, and those that do will succeed here. There's no doubt.
Mike, thank you for your time.